Okay, all right. Looks like the chat widget is broken. So, gonna go ahead and try and fix that. We had a power outage today, so I wouldn't be too surprised if I had to reset some stuff. Let me see what happens if I reset these browser sources. Refresh. That do anything for us? Oh, yep. I see the box anyway. Hopefully that means that it'll be the... Yep, there we go. Hopefully that's all we had to do. Hopefully that means my alerts aren't broken either. I'll go ahead and reset that too, just in case. Ta-da, connected. I'll be on in a second, fam. Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, against all odds, we got another Gardevoir going in our Kaiso Ironmon, which is kind of unbelievable. What's crazy is I added Gardevoir to my favorites claws, and it didn't even matter. Because it was our starting Pokemon again. And I just ran with it. I didn't pivot at all. I didn't even look at the other options because it had like a fairly solid move set this time and like a stat that matched its attack. This one's a special attacker. We're calling it Special G instead of Big G. Although it is also fairly big. Its special attack and special defense are ridiculous. Once again, I cannot get a fast Pokemon to save my life, so we got another slow one. But this one, it's hard to like boil Pokemon down to numbers, right? But this new Gardevoir, I think has even higher potential. It's built very similarly to Big Bertha, the Wailord that we had, except I think it's just better typing, slightly worse moveset, and I think overall a slightly better stat distribution. It isn't quite getting as many like automatic one-shots, but it isn't quite as slow. So it's outspeeding some of the lower level stuff. I think its overall bulk is really good. I can't remember Big Bertha exactly. I'd have to pull up the old stat sheet. I think Bertha had lower defense than special defense, whereas this Gardevoir just has both. It does have like no dump stats, like no attack, only special attack. We've got decent special attacks to work with. We'll talk more about it once we fired up the run, but just an exciting mon, some fun stuff going on. As usual, I can't get good level up moves, but hey, you can't have everything. But this Pokemon was also so good because they were able to clear out experience. For the first time in a while, we did the entire Mount Moon. No healing items needed, just ate it up. So we're getting a little extra experience to work with. We also, like, the mon was so good, I just held down the turbo button and sprinted on Tuesday. We made it all the way to... We just beat Misty. So we got 2 badges on this thing. Next up is the SS Ann, and then Surge, and then more various, like, grinding and stuff. You know, the usual. There's actually so much grinding after Surge. It's kind of hilarious. But I feel pretty good. I mean, this is a good mon. And I just think it's so funny it happened to be Gardevoir again. Did Metang die? Oh yeah, the Metang from last stream. No, we pivoted off of the Metang because it was totally unusable. That thing had 1 viable move with 5 PP. That was not a real Pokemon. It had great stats, but there was no way to change the move pool. I think that one we pivoted to a Girafarig and then maybe something else, or maybe we stuck with the Girafarig and died pivoting again. One of those things. That one fell apart. As they do. Hope this one makes it even further than the last one. I mean, I hope so too, of course. But the fact that we already, like, I mean, waiting only like 15 more runs to get another totally viable run is pretty good. I feel like it's a mix of luck, a tiny bit of skill. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not skilled at the Pokemon video games, but I am pretty good overall at strategy games, and I do feel like I'm at least making some good decisions. And so I'm sort of picking up on the meta of Kaiso Ironmon. I still, though, I mean, I say this 100 times, but the way I play Kaiso does cater a little bit to like the entertainment value. Sometimes I do sit there and look at every single possible pivot. Sometimes I see a mon that looks entertaining and I just say like, hey, let's send it. But honestly, I feel like we don't spend too much time in the lab and we don't spend too much time waiting for new runs these days. I could just be getting lucky, but you know, there's good luck and bad luck. This run has been fairly unlucky with the items, although we did just hit our first full restore, so maybe luck's changing on that too. We'll see. When the bulls lose a nail biter. Man, they don't even get nail biters anymore. We're a tanking team now. It's tough. The bulls are probably the least watchable they've been since when I was like, I'd say between like 10 and 15. We had some real bad Bulls years. I think their best player was Kirk Heinrich. They were pretty dookie. I mean, and even before that, I mean, pretty much post-Jordan, the Bulls were dookie for a while. It wasn't really until like the Derrick Rose era in like the early 2010s that they were remotely exciting again. And then a little bit after him, there was a small splash of excitement with the Jimmy Butler era. And then, you know what, after them, they weren't like a real team. They could never stay healthy, but there was like some small excitement with like the DeMar DeRozan plus Lonzo Ball before he got injured, plus Zach LaVine. That was kind of fun too. Now it's like no fun a lot. They have some exciting like young kids to some degree, but it's like a long process, and the Bulls have never really committed to tanking. So we'll see where it goes. I'm a Pelicans fan. How do you think I feel? Rest in peace. I'm so sorry. How is University of Illinois faring in the tournament? They are in the Sweet 16. That's actually why my schedule is a little different today. I figure, hey, they're still going. I might as well watch them. They play late my time. I think they play at like 9:30 or something, or 9 o'clock. It's late, dude. So I figured I'd get ahead of it. Cubs are losing last I saw. I was watching them. The White Sox are getting absolutely dusted. Yeah, Cubs lost. I saw a joke post made where they're like, White Sox have been eliminated from playoff contention. It's like the first day of baseball for a lot of people. They were down like 114. What am I looking up? Yeah, when does U of I play? They play late? Like Central Time late, anyway. Sure do. 9:05 p.m. And usually that's just an estimate time. They almost always actually start later than that. How long have I been on YouTube? Like this, the JWittz channel? I mean, you could look it up. I think it was made in late 2009? Like November 2009, something like that. So longer than we'd like to say. What, 17 years almost? I had a channel before that. I've only talked about this very briefly. So I used to be really into like beatboxing as for like performing. It was like, I shouldn't say big, but it was kind of like an early internet thing. It was kind of popular in like the 2005-ish era. That was like my exposure to the hip hop community and world. I just really liked beatboxing. I'm not going to do it right now. I don't feel like it. But hey, Tonkarine! Raiding in right as we're opening up. How's it going, everybody? Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? What we playing? We're sort of just kicked open the door. We're chatting. We've only been live like 10 minutes or something, right? So come on in, grab a seat. Usually I'll yap for longer than we need to, and then eventually we make our way into the realm of like playing a video game. We're doing Kaiso IronMON right now, which is a hilariously hard Pokemon FireRed Leaf Green challenge. We'll get there eventually. We've got some fun storylines I'll clue everybody in on while we're playing. But in the meantime, hello, I'm the JWittz. I stream some Pokemon stuff, kind of like whatever we're feeling. Mix a Nintendo as well. Sometimes just a bit of variety. Mostly right now we've been playing N64 games, covering various like Nintendo Direct type stuff. Sometimes we just sit and chat. But we've been really locked into these Kaiso IronMON playthroughs. They are so hard that it's entertaining, it's impossible. Been having a lot of fun with it. Saw you were live and had to come send some love. Playing some Celia's stupid ROM hack. That's pure comedy. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that out too. I've been really having some fun, like exploring like other various like Pokemon fan-made stuff, ROM hack stuff. I definitely want to check out the like Emerald, what's it called? Rogue Emerald something, Rogue something. I want to try like some of those like roguelike mods that people have made. Sounds like that actually might have a little more like streamlined process of Kaizo, where like you don't have to do all the route running and stuff. I will say I do kind of like the route running a little bit. I am a filthy Gen 1er and very nostalgic for it, so definitely want to check that out. After partaking in VTuber SummerSlam, I wanted to show my community one of the minds behind it. Well, thank you so much, Tonkarine. Yeah, it's always so fun to see a familiar face. A lot of the times when I raid too, I try and raid back out to people who have participated in Gamers Outreach. Yes, yeah, I'm one of the people that works at Gamers Outreach, the charity. We make accessible, like wheelable medical grade plastic carts that allow people who have extended stays in children's hospitals to experience video games. I know it doesn't sound like the biggest world changing thing. You know, it's like, well, just video games. But to be honest, like for a lot of people, they have an extended stay in the hospital. It's a scary, isolating place. And our goal is to just sort of normalize the experience for people. Help them have a more normal life. Play with other people online. And even though obviously there's so much value in other causes, things like preventing diseases, health, funding the hospitals themselves, etc., there are some people who will live in a hospital their whole life, you know, or will be there for long extended stays. And our goal is to sort of treat in a different way, in an additional way of just like that normal day-to-day, you know, joy, normalcy, fun. I mean, if you're here, you're probably at least tangentially interested in video games, right? And if you are, you've probably had a bad day at least once in your life and played a video game and felt a little bit better. Well, our goal is to, you know, take that and help people on possibly their worst day of their life and just make it a little more fun distraction. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been working at Gamers Outreach for like 3 years. Longer now. But I just finally moved from full-time to part-time Gamers Outreach. I still do basically the same thing I used to, but now I just have a little more time to do content too. It's kind of fun to do both. Also, thank you so much, Bloody Vendetta, for gifting Tonkarine with that sub. I really appreciate it. Quality of life enrichment? Yeah, absolutely. Like, I like to think all these things can work in tandem. Chase as well. I see so many. Winter. So many people in chat are people who have participated in various like Gamers Outreach campaigns that I've run. It's really cool seeing you guys like hang around, stick by, say hello. I had the pleasure to support Tonks in the good cause, the SummerSlam. Thank you so much, Bloody. The SummerSlam it's like, it feels wrong to pick your favorite child. You know, we run 3 to 4 major like online charity events each year. I'm very partial to the VTuber SummerSlam. I think the VTuber community is super cool, fun to work with, high variety, huge creativity, just general positive vibes, super inclusive. I always have a great time. I believe in Team Sandy supremacy. Yeah, I'm a Sandy supporter myself. Our Sandy mascot looks quite a bit like Sandy Gast from Pokemon, so That's kind of my pick. I did not notice something. Oh, Renee, did you share something? I knew I got distracted from something. Hello, stinky man. Excuse me? Lincoln, did you write that? Did you just call me a stinky man, or was that you, Renee? I tried my best, guys. There was a raid, okay? Lincoln would never. True. Lincoln's been very nice to me today. Like, not that Lincoln isn't nice to me, you know, but we definitely go through waves. I would definitely say Lincoln is like mama's boy adjacent. He really loves his mom. There's some things, like if he runs into a problem in life, there's a 90% chance he's going to come to mom for it first before dad. Loves his mom a lot. Sometimes he'll get in a funk, especially if he's sick. If he's sick, he does not want me around. No daddy, only mama. He used to say, like, when he couldn't talk. But, well, who's at the door? Who's this guy?
My light in my room is on.
Your light is on?
Yeah, because you have yours on.
Oh, you know what, buddy? Actually, it may have been because of the power outage.
Oh!
When the power outage happens, the lights reset. Is that all you wanted to say? Could you close the door then if you're done? Thank you so much. I love you. My son has like a nightlight, and it uses a remote that's very similar to the remote that I use for these lights on my shelf. And usually, for some reason, they're like the same frequency or whatever. My off button on this activates his lights. His room is the room over from mine. So when I hit my off button, it's his on-off button. It's kind of annoying. So at night, when he's asleep, I have to like open his door, make sure he's fully asleep, and I have to press off twice. Off once to turn mine off, which turns his nightlight off. Then I press it a second time off. I'm already off. It doesn't turn back on, but it turns his back on. Little silly. He notices lights in his room were on. Anyway, but no, that was actually just the power outage stuff reset. Oh, that was so annoying, man. Yeah, we just had various storms. Not too crazy, but nothing is worse for me than a power outage when I have like a system. You know, I've got like 100 different tabs and stuff ready to go for the streams and like side applications and stuff, and I'm just like, please do not break. Like, I need all this stuff exactly where it is. I have set like some various things in place. Like, it is pretty easy to recover all of your browser tabs, and I have various like programs that I want to open in various ways, but it's never 100%. You know what I mean? Sometimes too, I don't know, maybe you guys who are a bit more tech literate than me, I've noticed about 50% of the time, if I have a power outage, power goes back on, if I turn my computer back on, sometimes it saves my place. I don't have like an external battery running or whatever, but I'm curious why sometimes it saves my place and sometimes it has to do like a full restart on the power up. Yeah, remote controls. Am I right? Ah, exactly. Yeah, to me, even a small power outage is annoying. I have an aquarium that needs the filter to work 24/7. Yeah, that messes up with my stuff too. My turtle has like my filter will rerun. You know, I start hearing it like slurping up, gasping for breath. I've heard some people power outage can straight up break the whole like filter, can F with the impeller or whatever. Haven't had that happen yet. Working on a big old Fluval FX4. Been running that for like 10 years. I do not want to buy a new filter. They are big and messy and very hard to set up, and there's all the filtration media. But also when the lights turn on and off, it can reset the timer on my turtle's basking light. You know, we have like a simulated light to give him like a day and night time, and so you get enough power outages that mess with it, and now all of a sudden, you know, my turtle's daytime is my nighttime. Forgot you guys had a turtle. Me too. Not really. It's just, he's different, you know. Chewy is big and present and around all the time. The turtle just, you know, he keeps to himself. Like, we'll interact with him, but he's, you know, he's not talking to me. He's not begging to go out and go potty. Cute little guy, though. He's doing great. He has survived more moves than any of my other pets, which is pretty crazy. Little trooper. Yeah, exactly. Dekran, when it's a very short break, sometimes it just happens. In my case, my computer's asleep. Sometimes it doesn't die. Maybe that's the secret, is if the computer is already asleep. Someone might know more than I do. Because I was not asleep. Or my computer was not asleep when I had this power outage. I was sitting here on the computer and it died. Tortimer is eternal. Oh yeah, also true. Zoe did move the same amount as Tortimer did. However, yes, Zoe is no longer with us. Rest in peace. Good girl. Renee sent me a picture of like me and baby Zoe recently. I feel like I'm overselling it, but I thought it was cute. It was like baby Joshua. Oh my god. Yeah, the picture's so old that red eye was a thing. You can see. How do I even explain red eye to the kids these days? Sometimes the way that old school cameras flashed, it would make your eyes red. Baby Zoe. Will you get more dogs in the future? I don't know. I mean, probably someday. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm currently dealing with one dog with cancer. You know, I'm not like, okay, who's next in line? I'll be honest, Renee and I have also thought about getting a cat. Lincoln loves cats. We've never had a cat before. I had some cats growing up. Seems like fun. We have a lot of family members with cats, and they're all really good cats. The flash would cause your eyes to look red. Yeah, I mean, phones have flash, but I don't think I've ever taken a flash photo with my phone and gotten red eye. I know that most phones have better, like, low light condition, but I don't think I've ever gotten red eye on a camera flash photo. I don't know if they autocorrect for that already. I don't know if there's a technological difference. Skin treatment for the dog must be expensive. Yeah, it was. He's gone through 2 rounds of surgeries. This is kind of like his last round. He's doing well, though. So we're hoping to, you know, if he's around for another year, that would be just fantastic. You still keep up with the competitive Pokemon trading card game? I do. Yeah, I come and go in waves. Sometimes I'm actively playing TCG Live. Sometimes I'm actively following the tournaments. I'm always involved with the Pokemon TCG, but it's usually in my own, like, smaller like fan community. I really like doing cube drafting. I'm a cube monster. Anybody who's cube drafted with me will tell you. They're like, oh, JWittz never stopped being good at the Pokemon trading card game. That's where I get to every once in a while unleash my demon form. Because I don't have time to play like the main meta and stuff. Current meta's pretty stale. From what I understand, so I'm not like super heavily following it. But you know, there's a regional stream. I'll throw it up on the side. A lot of my friends still play, so I'll follow up with them. They either still play or still cast. There you go. Water element with the deets. Cameras, or phone cameras have a corrector, and one technique used for old flash cameras was changed, so red eyes became less noticeable. There you go. But yeah, deadass. I mean, this picture was taken in 2014 or so. That may have been the last year I ever saw red eye. That might be the last photo of me, period, with red eye. That wasn't digitally altered for my Sasuke cosplay. I made that up. Sorry for lying to everybody. I did make that up. Did I hear demon form? You did. I wasn't talking about it, but makes me think of Slay the Spire. I've been playing some Slay the Spire 2 lately. I'm kind of reaching a bit of an end game. I'm at like Ascension level 5 on each character, and every run kind of feels the same. It's kind of a nice like thing to pick up and play on the side, but I think I've worn out my initial like total addiction to it. And now my side game has primarily moved back to me playing through like the entire Nintendo 64 library. playing a game from my childhood that I never got to finish because I only rented it from Blockbuster, called Goemon's Great Adventure, or the second Goemon / Mystical Ninja game. It's a co-op side-scrolling adventure, actually pretty dang fun. I'm having a good time with that. I still think I like the original Mystical Ninja better. I would say it's about a coin flip about who likes which Goemon N64 game better. I'm also realizing that it's a pretty niche title. I'm probably talking to like 2 people in chat who have even heard of the game or played it. Night night, Bloody. Thank you for the support, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Now you have to wear Sasuke's cosplay. Dog, call me lame. I never liked Sasuke. I've never been Team Sasuke in my life. I've never rooted for Sasuke. Thought the dude was a emo twerp, little edgelord, whiny little guy. I mean, okay, everybody in Naruto's a whiny guy, but I've always been like Team Goody Two Shoes growing up, like watching these shows. I never, ever, like, was like, yes, go edgelord, let's go, you know? I remember, like, when Death Note was out, there were legitimately people that were Team Kira, which, like, I'm like, what is wrong with you? Or it's like Breaking Bad, right? People were Team Walt. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, don't get me wrong, like, Walt is greater than certain evils. But I don't think I'm, like, actively rooting for Walt, you know? Like, things have changed a lot, too. Like, in the media that we watch. On my first rewatch of Breaking Bad, I was like, oh, it takes like 2 episodes for him to do something like completely disgusting. Why are we rooting for this man? He's the protagonist, and it's interesting watching his adventures, but I'm not like, let's go Walt, you know? Let's go Kira. Let me think. Who's worse, Kira or Walter White? Probably Kira. I mean, the scope of his power is much worse. I'm just trying to think, though. How many people close to Kira does he let down? It's pretty much what? Like, just his dad? Whereas Walter White does let down a bit more of his family? I think he's a little more dishonest, too. But, I mean, again, the scope of Kira's crimes are significantly larger. Naruto is one of only 2 anime I refuse to watch. I wonder, like, is Naruto even watchable today? I grew up with it. It was probably, like, one of the first serialized anime series that I got really into. So it stuck with me for a long time. I could, like, feel it getting worse and worse over the years, but it was like, oh, well, I'm in it this far. I still think the first half, like, I don't know. I need to reread it or rewatch it and see if it's still good or bad, but I really liked it at the time. Oh, no. Yeah, Kira actively hurts his... Okay, yeah, I forgot. Well, do we even call that partners? Yeah, Kira uses people like pawns. Like, pretty much every single friend Kira has is like a pawn to be used. He was probably more objectively evil than Walt. My colleague's son just finished watching it about a year ago, so kids are still watching it. He's like 12. Oh, yeah, I know, like, Naruto's still... like, in the zeitgeist. I have not followed Boruto at all. This is a serious question. This shows how disconnected I've become from Naruto. Is Boruto a manga, or is it just an anime? I sort of remember there being a lot of anime exclusive stuff to that, which is maybe, well, part of the reason why I haven't followed. Also, it just, yeah. Renee and I enjoying the live action One Piece immensely. We only have a little bit left. I think we just have the second half of season 2 now. I'm having a good time because I feel like they made a lot of fun decisions, and I like that for a lot of people it's a more accessible way to get that first taste of like the One Piece universe, and I think they did a fairly good job respecting the source material. It's different, of course it's different. But I mean, as far as these like live action anime go, it's definitely one of the best I've seen so far. And also, it's one of those things like, let's say you're someone like Renee who's never associated with One Piece. It's really hard to be like, hey, do you want to watch 1,000 episodes of an anime? I don't even. I've watched like 100 episodes of the One Piece anime. Eventually, I was like, okay, this is too slow. This is taking too long. this is one too many filler arcs, whatever. But I always read the manga. I'm actually rereading it now. It's going slow. I'm like 50 chapters in on my reread. I just started, we just started watching it. But like legitimately having a wonderful time. I think my favorite part about One Piece is how like unapologetically weird and campy it is, and just fun. And it's kind of wild watching it in live action and seeing how much they respected the weirdness. I thought for sure, like, okay, they're going to change the guy that flicks boogers in their bombs. Nope. Okay, they're probably going to change this costume. No, they pretty much didn't change any costume. Everybody has the same most ridiculous, like, wigs and costumes. I can't wait to see, like, Bon Clay in season 3. That's going to be peak. It's just been really good, honestly. But yeah, if you're Renee, hey, would you like to read 1000 or watch 1000 of something? Pretty tough proposition, but it's like, oh, hey, you want to watch, like, 8 to 16 1-hour episodes, and like, like at the very least, hey, you want to watch a couple episodes, see if you like this? It's worked well for me. Tried to make someone do a book club read of One Piece because I noticed I've not read it. I'm too lazy to commit on my own to read it. Need someone to commit with me. I like that. I will say too, like, One Piece is fun, but it does take a minute to get going to the really good stuff. Like, this is going to sound like blasphemy, but I'm about 50 chapters in on the One Piece manga, and I feel like it is worse at the start than the One Piece live action is. There's a couple of different reasons for that. The live action gets to move at like a blistering pace, and they get to incorporate more later elements. I don't think starting One Piece, it's immediately apparent that there's this like big serious world that's connected. It's mostly just fun and games like goofy shonen shenanigans. The characters are likable, the slapstick is funny, but it takes a minute to get going. You have to have like a certain like mindset and appreciation. Whereas I feel like by 2-3 episodes into the live action, you at least have a good idea of like, okay, here's the stakes, here's what's going. They get a little more time, too, to, like, develop a character's personality or whatever versus a couple of manga panel pages. Now, am I going to tell you that the live action is better than the source material? No, probably not. But I just think the earlier arcs of One Piece they're a little different than, like, especially the One Piece that we read today. Keep in mind, it was like, what, 1999? The bar was different. I do feel you on that, Maladra. Speaking of 1999 in your username. I occasionally get the urge to reread or rewatch One Piece. Open Hulu or the Shonen Jump app and think, as much as I want to relive this, I just do not have the time. So far, yeah, like I'm reading it on the Shonen Jump app, and I was just going to resubscribe. I did see inflation at its work again. They raised their monthly price from $3 a month to $4. So I was like, oh man, like, yeah, I guess I'll shell out the $4, read it over a couple months. It's not that much, but still. I know it's very easy to pirate pretty much. Pirate, get it? Any manga. It's actually just convenient swiping along on my iPad. But I saw, so most series on the Shonen Jump app, the newest 3 chapters are always free. So if you're like reading something actively, you don't even need to be subbed. And the oldest 3 chapters are free. Except for some reason, for One Piece, the first, like, 100 chapters are free. So I haven't even had to sub up yet. I'm kind of just going through it. Art style of One Piece stopped me from ever watching much of it. I feel you. Yeah, it's got kind of a cartoony, silly, exaggerated style. It takes a second. I think some people, too, like, they just, like, an art style can deter them from watching it. Like, I think one of the best anime I've ever watched is Ping Pong, the animation. Ping Pong looks pretty weird. The characters are a little funky in that one, and a lot of people are not ready for it. Or they'll just see it and be like, yeah, I don't know. It's like that for me with Western animation sometimes, too. I just kind of thought the movie, like, Arthur Christmas was like, this movie just looks bad. Those characters are ugly. That's a pretty ugly Santa Claus. I don't think I want to watch that. I watched it several years later. I was like, wait, this is charming and excellent. Lost Arts, thank you so much for the sub. Man, I cannot believe 134 months. It's like an impossible number. Thank you for your support. Thanks for sticking by us all this time. Book over movie, original over sequel, Disney animated over live action. I'm trying to think. It is rare. There's some times where I would say an adaptation can improve the original, but it really depends. Depends on the source, but it's pretty rare. I think, for example, people are mixed on this, but like a lot of people will prefer The Shining to the original Stephen King book. Or like, well, actually, speaking of Stephen King, a lot of people prefer Shawshank Redemption to the Stephen King story, but the Stephen King Shawshank story is very short. It's like a novella. So sometimes you could take a source material and like expand on it, usually when it's a smaller thing. I think The Shining, though, is more 50-50. A lot of people still prefer the book. I know Renee prefers the book. The Mist was a novella before a film. Oh, yeah, you'll get that a lot. Oh, what was the novella that I read? Oh, I can't think of it. This one's more 50-50. I prefer, like, the Gone Girl film. Original book's not too bad either. Just depends. Too bad he's kind of crazy now. Who? Stephen King? I mean, he probably was always crazy. You gotta be a little crazy to write all that stuff. I don't know enough about like personal politics or decisions or life or whatever. I always respect that dude writes like a mofo though. I saw like an interview between him and George R.R. Martin. And George was like, what is wrong with you? How do you write so much? Dude who writes the least versus dude who writes the most. King's like, oh yeah, I just try and make sure I can write 6 pages a day. George's eyes pop out of his skull. 6 pages! I don't even know if George R.R. Martin's written 6 pages in the last year. What's up, Red Kirby? How's it going? Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood became the highest rated anime of all time, and it wasn't an original. Let me think about this. Well, sure, yeah. You know, I gotta think about it. I still think I like the Fullmetal Alchemist manga more than Brotherhood, but it's a almost one-to-one adaptation of the story. Very little has changed. They add maybe like one extra element in the beginning. I got to think about that one. It's been a minute actually. So, I've watched Brotherhood more recently than I've read the original Fullmetal Alchemist. I should give that another go. I do really love Brotherhood too. That's not even a knock against it. I think Brotherhood is like, some people are like, oh, it's so overrated that it's overrated, but I feel like it's like appropriately rated. I think Fullmetal Alchemist is so good. I'm also still, I won't delude myself into saying it's better, but like I grew up watching the original Fullmetal Alchemist anime, the 2003 one. I think that was the year. I still really love that too. It's very different. I think it does some things better than Brotherhood before it hits the rail. It goes off the rails. I don't really like the movie. I mean, that's where they're just making stuff up completely front to back. Sent us back to Nazi Germany. I'm not even making this up. That's its own twisted, strange path. It's also got some bad CG in it. I don't like that as much. I was very excited for it at the time, though. Yeah, there's some 2003 homunculus I like better than others. Some I think are actually dumb. Some of them I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I like that one. But no, I would not say it's better than Brotherhood, no. Brotherhood gets to tell like a whole complete tale front to back. You know what I like about Fullmetal Alchemist a lot? Is I feel like it's a rare shonen where the main character is not like reaches like a god level power. I don't think either of the Elric brothers, like they're very talented. They're clearly like A tier fighters. I don't think either ever reach S tier. They need to like partner with other people, work as a team, work as a group. They obviously have like very high potential and really great peaks. But I do love a good shonen where like the main character doesn't become God by the end of it. Or heaven forbid, God by the first third of it. And then you have to sit there and watch them curb stomp everybody every time. Yes, can I share with the class?
Yeah.
Renee has completed her second Ditto plush. Shiny! It's so squishy. I love these. I've been seeing this dude without the arms for a bit. And so it's just this funny little lump. Good stuff. All right, so we're going to add it to my Ditto collection up there, right? I love that Pocopia has turned you into a Ditto fan. I can have him for now. You know, I see people that like put a plush on their mics. This isn't going to work. I don't got a plush clip. Okay, it is technically working now. He's like wobbling.
So
Dude's fighting for his life.
He's not wobbling. He's so cute.
I like to move the mic around though. I have like I have the urge to just slap this dude. Like not out of anger. You guys know me. I'm always I love that. Beautiful. Fullmetal Alchemist is very careful to keep their characters within the constraints of its power system. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the only character that's, I would say, truly overpowered is like the final boss, basically. But there's like a, you know, at least like a lower reason expectation for that. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the themes, the characters. I wouldn't say FMA is perfect, but I mean, what is, right? But I don't know. Like, the more anime changes and like the types of series that are out there change and like the production styles, I feel like I can always, it's like a comfort food. I always come back and I appreciate something that they did where I'm like, oh no, this is still good. This is just one of those like eternally good shows, huh? Same way I can always go back to like Batman the Animated Series or Avatar The Last Airbender. It's like, okay, yeah, those are just always good, huh? Very similar to the two Clone Wars cartoons. What is similar to the Clone Wars cartoons? You know, I enjoy both as well. I'm the biggest, I don't know if defender's the right word, but I love the like Samurai Jack team. Was that also 2003? Man, that year was crazy. No wonder I grew up loving animation so much. Maybe it was 2002. It was one of those years. The like 2D animated Clone Wars. It's not like deep, but that is some of the best animated action sequences ever. That hyped me up. It's like a 12, 13-year-old boy. I was like, oh, this is so sick. Yeah, I was going to say Hohenheim is also OP, but there's also like, without spoiling things, he's got his own restrictions too, you know? Hohenheim's probably the strongest character besides the endgame character, right? I don't know. I'm sure someone sit there and made a power tier list. Like, oh, you're forgetting about blank. It's funny. I really like power scaling until it gets too deep and then it gets obnoxious. But there's like a level to it. Whenever I see a universe, I'm like, ooh, I want to see people argue about who's the strongest. And I'm interested about 70% of the way, and then I get to the last 30%, and I'm like, oh, you guys are actually insufferable. I don't care anymore. But I mean, like, I did it before I even knew that there was a power scaling community. I did it with a video where I tried to like rank the relative power level of every Smash Bros character, and that was a lot of fun. I also like to do it with like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I liked to see like, okay, which of Yugi's cards are the strongest, you know, based on how much it helps him. I always like doing that stuff. Thoughts on champions and the IV removal? I don't know enough about that. I'm not super deep into champions. I'm not like the target audience for it. I'm not much of a VGC guy. which I do. It's going to be awkward when that releases in April and people are going to be like, do you like it? I'm going to be like, I don't know. It's not really my game. What do you mean IV removal? Did they just get rid of it? Because they're just like, this is pointless. Everybody gets max IVs out of the gate. EVs, I understand. I always thought IVs were dumb. So I suppose good thoughts if that's what they decided to do. We tried getting into VGC? Not really. Not really ever. I must have smog on like a little bit. Early doubles. 2010 or something. You know, like a little bit. But I was always way more locked into like the Pokemon video game. Or the Pokemon trading card game. Which is a completely different game. It has basically nothing to do with the Pokemon video game. Max IVs for everyone. Okay, so there's one argument I could see for IVs where it could be kind of dumb. With like a Trick Room team, doesn't that limit those a little bit? Because ideally you'd want a 0 speed IV and you can't go 0 anymore. Doesn't that limit you a tiny bit? I could see that actually messing with a few small things. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Or like ideally, you'd want as little attack as possible if you're a character that does 0 physical attacks to limit how much you could hit yourself with confusion, you know, like super niche things like that. I don't know. Like, I see the argument. I also don't play enough VGC to have like a strong formulated opinion to either seethe or be happy. More options is always better than less. I will say, I mean, Pokemon's just kind of dumb. Like, we're too deep in. I feel like IVs are just kind of like a dumb stat. Since you can, there are like ways to max them all out anyways. It probably would have been better if we just never had it from the start. But since they do have it, it is weird to take it away when it's like an established system that people have been using. Yeah, I don't mind their removal if they never had them in the first place. We would never be complaining, obviously. Pokemon's just kind of dumb. Kinda. Like, I feel, you know, Pokemon's like, it's not the best at anything. Well, okay, maybe it is the best at having like a wide scope of recognizable characters and fun locations and music. You could argue it's the best at that. But I always feel like the competitive like Pokemon video game doesn't hit like the same strategic heights that, you know, make my brain expand, makes me interested. I'm sure real true VGC players would fiercely argue otherwise. But, you know, they have like, they weren't making these systems a billion years ago with the thought of, you know, having a deal. They basically weren't making this game at all with competitive gameplay in mind. Although I suppose Champions is. And so they chose to go for accessibility. Am I ever going to cast again? Probably not. I don't know. Not necessarily out of lack of interest. I've talked about this in the past. TPCI kind of cut off their connection with me because Nintendo cut off their connection with me because, ironically, sometimes, well, where's my game? Sometimes I play ROM hacks. Not even that much. But for Nintendo, it's just like a big no-no. And one day, they just hit me with an ultimatum. They're like, stop playing ROM hacks forever or we're not going to work with you again. And I just kind of shrugged my shoulders. I'm like, I don't think it's that big a deal, guys. That's fine. We can go our separate ways. I enjoy the fan content that has been made out of your game that everybody appreciates. So, yeah, you know, that was kind of the end of that. And then, like, Nintendo told on me to TPCI, you know. He's on the no list. Ironically, I was, like, kind of, like, the first person they made an example of because just about everybody that works with TPCI has touched a ROM hack before. I'm not sitting here narking on them. But almost everybody, you can go and watch some old VOD that they did or stream that they did where they did ROM hacks because everybody engages with fan content when they're a fan of something, you know. Not everybody plays ROM hacks, I get that, but, you know, yeah. But, so that's a big... For a long time, I would have just told you, nah, I'm not going to cast again. I'm not really that interested in it. But it's been so many years. I actually am more interested in the trading card game. I think casting would be fun. It'd be like a good challenge. The only limiting factor, though, is I don't think I could do like year-round casting. I could cast like 4 times a year max. I just don't like traveling a lot anymore. I don't like being away from my family. But like legitimately, yes, I could use the extra money from casting. I'm in a lower tax bracket than I used to be. Pokemon, apparently that was also a thing that I kind of went back and forth with, but I was always like, no, I'll cast no matter what. TPC, I paid a lot less for casting than pretty much every other major esport. I think that's changed over the years. Just whatever. It's not the biggest deal, but it is a deal. But yeah, it would just be tough doing all the traveling. That's the other reason I could never return to competitive play. Unless they make like a digital league that has real like prizes and ramifications. I just can't do all that traveling. It's too much. Not only is it like a big out-of-pocket expense, but I just don't like being away from my family. I like being home. I like hanging out with my kid. I'll travel a couple of times. Chance to be playing PTCG live on stream? Non-zero chance. I'm like way more locked into this current thing that we're doing, but yeah, I would. If there's like an interesting enough meta. I mean, we streamed the Pocket game for a bit. That was one of the first things that got me to crawl out of my cave when Pocket was new. I enjoyed that until I stopped enjoying it. Once we beat Kaizo. Yeah, well, I mean, we're winning right now on run 177, obviously. I've thought about YouTube as a hobby. My general thought has always been not to touch Nintendo games with a 10-foot pole. So here's what I would say. Nintendo has gotten better about, like, you can do Nintendo stuff without getting in trouble. They finally have gotten that. I mean, for a long time, they would just, like, hit you up with copyright, try and delete your channel. It was very hard to make any Nintendo content without getting in trouble. You had to specifically apply and get, like, whitelisted and stuff. They don't really knock down people that much anymore, at least not in the States. But it does limit your opportunities. Like, if you're trying to, like, be serious and monetize, etc., like, Nintendo is the least likely company to pay their creators to do things, invite, like, you know, they'll have higher restrictions on what you are and aren't allowed to do, etc. I know lots of it. Like, if I could do it all over again and I was only business minded, I definitely would have kept my scope wider than just Pokemon and Nintendo. It's always something that shocks people. Just because I was, you know, in the Nintendo box for so long. Anytime I did something remotely non-Nintendo, people would lose their mind. You play that? Dog, I play everything. Like, not everything, but I mean, I'm like Anton Ego, you know. I don't like video games. I love them. I've played every genre and probably 95% of most major franchises. Like, I love all the video games. It's actually kind of nice to have a big pile of games that I can play and not feel like I need to make content about. Like right now, it's like Slay the Spire. Although I think I did stream Slay the Spire 1 once upon a time back in the day. I mean, lots of other stuff. What was I playing before that? Well, no, Pokopia. I streamed Pokopia. All the Ace Attorney games. Someday, I started working on like this massive Ace Attorney essay. I might not ever finish it. It was so long. Hades 1 or 2. Yeah, I mean, I love those. I streamed Hades 1. It was actually really funny. Oh man, I'm really good at Hades. I did a stream for Hades for fun. I was like, listen, I'm really good at Hades, so let's play the hard mode and see how that goes. And on the literal like first run of the game on Hades hard mode, I beat Hades. And it kind of messed with the story progression. They did not want you to beat Hades, like get a winning run before they introduced other elements of the story. They weren't ready for that. It was pretty miserable too. The hard mode for Hades isn't really harder. It just makes everything more of a damage sponge. So I was just like dodging and doing like 2 damage a time. It took a really long time. They fix that in Hades 2 or try to. Does Hades 2 have a hard mode? Like, I know that you can adjust stuff with the heat or whatever. Shadows. You know what I'm talking about. The contracts. I'll play that up to 32, but I'm not one of the sickos that plays at 50 plus. That's where I draw the line. Oh, by they fixed that, you mean they fixed it if you win a run on your first run. They, like, fixed the narrative order. I despise when hard mode is just stats getting buffed. Yeah, the ironic thing is Hades has a built-in make this game harder mode. Where you can kind of fiddle with how you want to make it harder. My absolute favorite are the special contracts that you can do that unlock a harder form of every major boss. Those are super cool. That's a cool hard mode. Totally optional. A ton of players will probably never interact with them, but for the people that want something a little sickening, they have those in Hades 1 and 2. But yes, I hate hard modes that make things more spongy. One thing I really hated it in was Horizon. I actually have not played the second Horizon game. I want to get to it at some point. Just seems like a big commitment. I really liked the first one too. The first Horizon game, I turned the difficulty down because I was just like, this is taking forever. I'm slowly slapping these giant mechanic dinosaurs with the staff, and it's just barely ticking away at the health bar. Also with that game, I liked the world and the story a lot more than the gameplay. So sometimes I'll just slap that thing on easy if the gameplay is not, like, you know, engaging me enough. I actually really liked the story in the first Horizon game. Verizon 0 bars. Has that already been done before? If not, that's very clever. Speaking of hard mode in Pokemon, you have to beat the game first. A lot of people don't even know that hard mode in Pokemon exists. Isn't that a rare little gem that they chuck out there? Although, let me tell you, you want to talk about hard mode in Pokemon? I'm doing it right now. This is the hardest mode it gets. This is comically hard, though. This isn't real difficulty. This is just nonsense. The worst hard mode I ever played was a game that halved the drop rate of all materials. That sounds like hell. Horrible. Nier had me turning down the difficulty because the story was too juicy and fighting was taking too long. Oh, yeah, Vile. I think I did that. That sounds like something I did. Because I will say, as much as I love Nier, and I think it's really dope, you do have to replay a decent chunk of the story. And regardless of if you're doing it with a different character or not, a lot of it is the same. And so I would be like, okay, yeah, turn that down. Let's cook. I'm a bit of a hater when it comes to Nier's combat. I don't think it's that good. I think it's good enough. I think it's fun. I kind of like the chip system. That's cool. But as far as like the actual like 3D space action combat, I could name about 20 games that I think have better combat. However, the world and the story is really what gets that game going. And the music. Oh my god, the music. So, what's my favorite Wizards of the Coast era set? Probably the last set, Adam. Skyridge. Skyridge is dope. It's got really cool art. It's got a lot of fun mechanics that they're doing. Fun worlds that they explore. It is insanely expensive. I actually... so my wife Renee had like the entire set along with some extra cards. We got some stuff PSA graded. We did sell it for a fortune, honestly. Eventually we just decided, you know what? We have the memories. I don't need these physical cards. We kept like her Crystal Celebi. But she had 3 Crystal Charizards. One of them was PSA 10. Crazy. But irregardless of the value, I really like that set. I think it's a cool set. It's one of the lowest production run sets because Wizards was kind of out the door. It's like the last one they did. I did not know this. This was actually crazy. So Wizards of the Coast released Skyridge, and then the first Pokemon set, like when Nintendo or Pokemon or whoever took over, eventually they would become TPCI. 1 month. There was only 1 month between the release of Skyridge and then the release of the first Ruby Sapphire EX set. So that set really barely existed. Now, nowadays, they are releasing sets a little more like once a month. But at the time, once a month back in 2003 was crazy. They basically just tried to like delete Wizards of the Coast off the map. They clearly had bad blood as they were getting out the door. Keep forgetting Wizards used to make Pokemon cards. Totally different era. They really tried to kill organized play. They tried to do everything they could to kill organized play and funnel everybody into Magic the Gathering before Pokemon could come in and make their own organized play. It was not a lasting gambit. I don't think it really worked for a lot of us. There were very different styles of game. But that was pretty brutal. Isn't there a logo still in the back of the cards? Absolutely not. No way. Let me look at a card right now. No, there's no Wizards on this. Nintendo, Creatures, Game Freak. No, it's all good. It would just be super weird if they had to keep saying Magic the Gathering or that's Wizards of the Coast 20 years after they've been a part of it. I will say also, I mean, I kind of liked the whole Wizards of the Coast era, except for dumb stuff like base set 2 or Legendary Collection. Dude, they just really love to keep reprinting base set, huh? But like, pretty much every set was very exciting for me. I think the most excited I ever was, though, for a Pokemon pack ever, and it's funny because it's actually a pretty crappy pack, was Jungle from Wizards of the Coast, the second Pokemon set. It is a garbage set. There are, 64 total cards, and I think it's something like 48 unique cards because there's a different copy of the foil and non-foil for everything in there. You know, your Flareons, Pincers, Scythers, etc. However, as a kid, the mere thought of like, oh my god, there's more Pokemon cards, blew my mind. I had a friend who like bought them at release day, or like it was just like I remember very specifically. I was walking home from a friend's house, small neighborhood. It was late for like I was like 10, walking back home. It was like 9 p.m. or something. Even in a small neighborhood, I don't know how great I'd feel about it. It would just really depend. But I was walking, and I remember, walked by, these kids were a bit older. They were like teenagers. I was like 10, 9. And they had their garage open, the lights were on, and everybody was opening brand new packs of Jungle in their garage. And they're like, hey, Josh, come over here. And I come up to them, and they're like, look, new packs. Mine was blown. I couldn't believe it. They let me have a Venonat card. They were like, here. Or no, Venonat. Like, here, you can have one. We got extras of this. And I, like, treasured that card. It was a big deal. We were not, like, a super wealthy family. I did not get Pokemon packs often. Most of the packs I got were from, like, my richer friends. If they were giving them out at party favors. Or I'd beg for them, like, at my birthday or whatever. I got a lot of the theme decks instead of booster packs, which is probably why I ended up gravitating toward actually playing the game instead of collecting it. But I just remember, oh my god, a new pack? There's more cards? Are you kidding me? So that was probably like the most important to me set at the time. It's funny because it's an objectively horrible set. There's no cards. It added interesting things for the competitive game, but only one trainer card? Crazy. Nonsense. But it's a good memory. I love sharing stuff like that. Like, I've kind of exhausted that pool of stuff. One of the biggest reasons that I felt like my YouTube channel was significant is I was able to share these stories that I accumulated just being there when Pokemon was brand new. And like, yeah, I know that makes me unk, as the children say, or perhaps just washed or boomer or whatever. But I do think it was genuinely a special time. And a lot of people did not grow up when Pokemon was new. Like, there was 0 Pokemon and then there was Pokemon. Everybody who's been born after 1998 or whatever in the States, they don't get to experience that existence of like, there was a time with 0 Pokemon and then it was everywhere. And so I love sharing stuff like that. Like the old, Missing No rumors and Mew rumors and Peekaboo, and I love making videos about that, and it was honestly fun. Like, besides just sharing stuff on my channel. Oh, Imikuni. That was the very first Pokemon fact of the day. I think the Imikuni story is so crazy. I call it experienced. Ah, Cyborg Giraffe, how's it going? Also, PSAP, thank you so much for the sub. I was the perfect age when Pokemon blew up, 7 or 8. All right, 7 or 8? 6 or 7? Almost. But yeah, so I love telling all these stories and like retelling it, you know, it's kind of one of those like, gather around the campfire, kids. Once upon a time. You know what's funny though is those stories are somewhat evergreen. I can keep busting them back out because every year there's going to be more people who come out and they have no idea about this old stuff. It's kind of like, you know, little chunks of lore. So I loved being able to share that one. I don't know if I've ever told that story before. Or maybe I have, but it's been a billion years. I'm not sure. But yeah, when Fossil first came out, or Jungle. Sorry, not Fossil. Fossil was also dope. But crazy stuff. How's it going, Kirby? Where were you when someone explained how Missing No got you infinite items? I want to say it was just one of those things. Like, it wasn't like I remember distinctly where I was. It was a classic playground rumor. Like, it would have been recess one day. We'd all take our Game Boys and hide under the recess architecture because Game Boys were not allowed at school. And we would just share stories. I want to say it was my one friend who had access to the internet at the time. We would eventually get it myself, and I'd fall down those rabbit holes. Just like, yo, check this out. Follow these steps exactly. It wasn't even the infinite items that blew my mind about Missing No, though. Which, I mean, obviously was a big deal. I would do it just to make the rest of the game easier. Infinite rare candies, infinite vitamins, or whatever. It was just the existence of Missing No itself. The like garbled mess of a creature. Sometimes it had levels of more than 100. Just the pure existence of it at all was so confounding to me. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I wanted to learn more about it and why it happened and why it existed. Probably wasn't like 10 years before I even understood remotely like the architecture of the thing. Infinite TMs in red and blue. Yeah, when you were limited to one at a time. Just hit 2 777s within 5 spins of FireRed slots. Oh, let's go. I'm terrible at the slot game. My brother and I would print out and manually input old super long Game Shark codes. Dude, I wish I had a Game Shark. I have a Game Shark now as an adult. It took me that long. Like Game Sharks and action replays. I used to beg my parents for them. They'd be like, no, we don't need that. It's too expensive, etc. I had a friend who had an action replay, and they would like punch in codes to play the demo levels of Wind Waker, and I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. Parzival, thank you so much for the sub. How you doing? We don't know who started it, but everyone, no matter what in the world where you live, if you had no internet, heard about Mew under the truck. Oh yeah, that was a classic one. It's so funny, like, somehow Mew existed enough for people to know about it. I suppose everybody had heard about it by the time the first movie came out. That was like the Mew movie, right? But, you know, it's funny. And then the Mew legend kind of continued on because you had Ancient Mew in the second movie, and there was the physical card distribution for that. Or you'd be like, okay, well, how do you actually get Mew in the game? Under the truck, baby. Perfect timing, actually, because guess where we're at? We're about to visit the SSN. And while it's literally impossible for me to do the trick that allows you to enter that area because it involves getting knocked out on the SSN, which means that our run would be over. That is where we're headed next on our playthrough. Dun 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 dun. We just beat Misty. We just beat Misty. We got a new Gardevoir going. Man, they're really gonna make me reset every single one of my alerts and chat, huh? That's fine. That's fine. That power outage really did a number on me. I think we got it going again. We'll get it figured out eventually. Someone write something in chat. Let me make sure it pops up. Okay, it's working. I'm sitting here, I'm like, dang, wow. 250 people in here. Nobody. There's probably just like a small delay. All right. It's working. It's working. Cool. What was the Misty TM? Something I can't use. Oh, something bad. Not Psybeam. Unfortunately, not allowed to use the Psybeam. It might have been Cross Chop. I'm looking at all these. I mean, nothing else really rings a bell, so it's probably one of those. It was the Cross Chop. Okay, there we go. Well, Cross Chop. Yeah, this Gardevoir's got a great move set, but we are waiting for a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. I'm gonna take my first break here. Treat my body the way it deserves to be treated, with respect and bathroom breaks. When I come back, we're gonna do some Kaiso IronMON. As always, it's great chatting with you guys for like an hour, just like blabbing every day before we get things going. But it's time. Let's go get things going. See you in a sec. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the hardest challenge in Pokemon. Nah, I mean, that's the thing. Hardest is like, there's an asterisk on that. I could make the most impossible challenge ever, you know? But then it's not fun. I would argue Kaizo is probably the closest to like hardest challenge that's still beatable while still having fun for me personally. You know, difficult. We don't do it because it's hard, although because it's hard, it's funny. But we do it because the variety is fun, the storylines are cool, and it's a good time overall. We are now currently in the middle of a new run in Kaiso IronMON. If you want to learn more about Kaiso IronMON and the various ridiculous rule sets that are attached to it, you can find that in the pinned comment on Twitch or in the what the I got so distracted. You and everyone in chat can claim a free Baja Blast because someone hit a 420 plus yard homer. Unbelievable. Is that a real Taco Bell promotion? Not much a soda guy. Can I get the Baja Blast Freezy or whatever? Anyway, if you want to get the rules for Kaiso IronMON, you can find that in the pinned comment on Twitch or the description on YouTube. Long story short, there's basically nothing you're allowed to do. You're not allowed to heal in between. You're only allowed to use one Pokemon. If it gets knocked out, the whole run is over. Oh, my door's not closed all the way. You're not allowed to leave a dungeon in the middle of a dungeon. You got to complete a dungeon or a gym totally. And the biggest challenge is that enemy Pokemon have plus 50% levels, which adds up. I'm in the middle of a part of the playthrough that tends to be one of the safer and easier parts. It'll get harder as we enter our next dungeon. It's a little complicated, though, because we are about to enter a dungeon, the SSN. And there are definitely limitations in that. I'm going to make sure I'm topped off on repels and Pokeballs. It doesn't really matter. Let me go ahead and sell through my inventory, too. There's also a lot of things you're not allowed to use. Like that revive, obviously. But, you're not allowed to use most held items. You can't sell the Moonstone for some reason. Apparently, I have Macho Brace not allowed to use. Blue Flute not allowed to use. You're not, like... the only held items you're really allowed to use are berries and berry-like stuff. Pokeballs. How many do I got? Oh, I got 5. Let's go ahead and top off some Pokeballs. They can be useful in rare Destiny Bond situations. Pokeballs and repels are like the only thing you're allowed to buy. Yes, I do want to talk about this. We just lost our longest running run prior to this current Gardevoir that I have. We lost on run 161, I believe it was, to Koga. He opened up with like way too much chip setup damage with an 8-bomb of all things. chipping us out with both Hail and Leech Seed. I learned with Horror that Leech Seed lasts for the entire battle, even after you knock out the Pokemon. So we just got chipped away and waxed because it was the first Pokemon we had to run through 6. Oh, and then we got frozen after that to a Quillfish. Quillfish was technically the last Pokemon I saw before I died. It was brutal. It was just devastating top to bottom. It was gross. Oh, wait. Yeah, you are not allowed to use the bed in the SSN. You're typically not allowed to use, like, can't use the bed in the SSN. I think there's one in Silphco. You're not allowed to heal in Pokemon Tower. Let me go grab that bike while I can. I'm gonna need it eventually. Did I even... I don't think I grabbed the bike coupon, now that I think about it. Yep, can't afford it. It's a fine. We'll be back this way anyways. But we just need to... Let's make that the first thing we do in Vermilion. So, yes, to answer the question, no, this is not Big G. This is a totally different Pokemon, believe it or not. Our next... This is Special G. A little less big than Big G, but as you can see, totally different moveset. This one actually has a attacking stat that matches the moves. We have a special move with our special moves. It isn't the best moveset we've ever seen, but it's good. I would say that this is genuinely a good moveset for this type of playthrough. Good amount of PP to burn through. Sure, we'd prefer some stronger moves and maybe a tiny bit more coverage, but this is good. This is really good. Special G, once again, unfortunately slow. And by the way, for those of you guys just hopping in, one of the big defining characteristics of this challenge is that it is built in a randomizer. The items that you pick up are randomized. The abilities Pokemon have are randomized, except for special fringe cases. Shedinja always has Wonder Guard, for example, and the 1 HP. That one can't go to other Pokemon. You can't get the Sableye Wonder Guard or whatever. And Pokemon keep their same BST. Like Gardevoir has the BST of 518, which is quite good. Because in this challenge, you're not allowed to take anything 600 or above. But the stats are randomized. Our previous Gardevoir was a physical attacker instead of a special attacker. But yes, it is very ironic that we got another Gardevoir after our Gardevoir. Pretty silly. And it's going well. I actually put it on record. I think this Gardevoir is even more potential than our last one. I don't know why I'm running into the mart. I need the bike voucher. But yeah, it's time for the SSN. I think I've gotten all my other special items and stuff, and it's time to go. The SSN is a bit of a dungeon, which means we're going to enact the dungeon rule right away. We are not allowed to heal in the middle of it outside of the healing items that we have, and we're only allowed to use the healing items that we have. Woo, what a mouthful. Inside of battle. I think I have a berry that we can attach for a held item. We've got defrosting and confusion. I'm going to give the confusion. We are very limited in our amount of healing. We would prefer to save that full restore for a much more important part of the playthrough, but we want to battle for as much experience as we can get before we decide to leave. So it's time to go. I have a chat message. You are the best, Daddy. Aw, you're the best, Lincoln. You are the best. Are you enjoying your mac and cheese for dinner today? Plus, I don't know what Mom mixed with it. Broccoli, fruits, something that's not just mac and cheese, I hope. But I hope you're having a wonderful cheesy day, son. I love you. He loves to hop in and write a chat message. I love that. Yeah, he says. I love that. Lincoln's had a fun day. Very busy day. Got a haircut. Played at the park. Until it rained and we had our big storm. Lincoln's a good speller. Renee says, wait, I have to share this conversation real quick. I mean, it's pretty wild that my 4-year-old son can pick up the phone and write me messages. Dude's crazy. So we're in the SSN. Not crazy cool. We're going to go ahead and start. The first thing we have to do is battle our rival first, but we're allowed to grab any loose items that we can find in here before that. Let me think here. Actually, no, I want that floor 3. There's 4 items in here. Lincoln says, I love Daddy. He's the best. He never does anything wrong, and he sings silly songs. What? What a wonderful thing. Lincoln, that's so nice. Never does anything wrong. I don't know about that per se, but you know what? I'll let him rock with it. Oh, that's so beautiful. Lincoln says, there's one thing he needs to learn, though. What do I need to learn? No! How to make Mac cups. Oh my gosh. I gave my son a core memory and it was a bad one and there's nothing I can do. It's all my fault. Parenting is hard. Parenting is tiring. Sometimes we don't have our brains on right if the kid has given us a low day of sleep. And also, I'll just admit it, sometimes I'm a bit of a dummy. The Mac cup incident. I made one of those instant cups of macaroni and cheese for my son, but I forgot a crucial element before I put this thing in the microwave. I forgot to fill it with water. You fill water up to the line, and when you don't do that, the macaroni and cheese cup ignites in fire. You have smoldering, melting plastic and black burning noodles. And I've done the same with ramen too. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one, Blaziken. It is a horrible smell. Set off the smoke detectors. Made that whole floor smell horrible, like burning plastic for like a couple days. My son was super freaked out, of course. He remembers it so vividly. It's a really funny thing to talk about in retrospect, but now literally every time I make him a Mac cup, don't forget the water. Very funny. I did do this to ramen, a dark day in high school. Hoisenberger. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Like how? Like I don't... Oh, there's a couple people. Oh my god, Char Dude. See, Char Dude charred theirs. I'm glad some of you guys can commiserate with me. But yeah, it was rough. It was especially rough, though. I let this thing go like the full cycle because I started it and then ran downstairs to like talk with Lincoln. So it was like 3 minutes of this Mac just getting destroyed inside my microwave. Wow, a lot of you guys have done this. Okay, well, we're all dum-dums together then. Thankfully, nothing was harmed, nothing was broken, but my son will never forget. He can say the sweetest thing to me ever and still somehow in the same sentence remind me of one of my greatest mistakes in life. That's so funny. Whole floor smoked. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Awakening, a great item. Items are randomized and most stuff you're not allowed to use. Anything that can heal a status condition, heal me, berries, especially heals. Max potion, full restores are nuts. We go crazy over stuff like that. Rare candy! That's amazing! Rare candy is awkwardly exciting. It's typically something that you save until the very end of the playthrough to go from like level 90 to 91 against the Elite Four. I very rarely, pun not intended, see this. Have I had one already in this playthrough, or is that my first? I think it's my first. I almost never get the candy. That's good. Why did I get the thumbs down emote? Anybody talk about the Mario movie news? Chase, somehow we glanced over it. Netball, garbage, and Miracle Seed, garbage. Not allowed to use. 2 out of 4 ain't bad. Yeah, Fox McCloud in the Mario movie, that's crazy. Oh, Lincoln gave me the thumbs down for the Mac cup. Hey, Lincoln, did you know that Star Fox is going to be in the new Mario movie? How crazy is that? Lincoln watched me play a little bit of Star Fox. So let me think. I went up there. I think there's one other item I can get before we are forced to battle our rival. There's one more item over here. No, 2 more. Because there's going to be one in the plant down here. Lincoln did not know that. Yeah, it's brand new. There's going to be other... There's also Pikmin in the Mario movie. It's going to be crazy. Super Smash Bros. Now. Focus Band, useless. Not allowed to use that. And one last item we can get in here before we got to battle our rival. Soda Pop! Lincoln, look! Look at the item I got! He's the world's biggest K-pop Demon Hunters fan. I got a soda... I can hear him screaming from up here. That's huge! Another heal! My little soda pop. use it? Absolutely not. Well, not yet anyway. I have to take damage first. This is important, Soda Pop. We have to save it for an important situation. But yeah, how cool. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of nostalgic about the Fox thing because I, just for the first time ever in my life, after like 30 years, I beat 100%ed Star Fox. It was one of the first things that we streamed. It was actually before we started co-streaming to YouTube, but for those of you Twitch followers who were part of that, that was a lot of fun. I definitely, at some point, once we've gotten a bit deeper in Kaizo, I will bring back the N64 streams. I had too much fun with those. We might do those once a week. But Star Fox, it was a lot of fun accomplishing that for the first time. We had a really good time. And so it's kind of like top of mind. It's also, you know, kind of a dead franchise, or, you know, one that's been very dormant. And so I'm definitely excited to see it. On the other hand, we were kind of already commenting about how the new Mario movie is like too packed full of stuff as is. So you're going to see like one character every 5 minutes. It's going to be like a max casting Marvel movie. Seems a little ridiculous, right? Did I ever finish Diddy Kong Racing? PSAP, I finished everything on my own time except... So I beat every level. I even unlocked the clock dude, so I did all the time trials. However, after you 100% the game, get all the balloons, beat all the whiz pigs, you do unlock a second mirror mode, which is apparently really hard and scrambles the coins. I have not done that. But I've done more than most people have done. And that was a lot of fun too. Oh my god, Diddy Kong Racing was awesome. We are up against our rival, Vaporeon. I've written no notes about. EV evolutions can kind of be tough sometimes. Apparently this one has... Did it activate Drought? It did. Doesn't really matter. I still don't think I want to Flame Wheel into Vaporeon. We're going to Dragon Breath. One of the best things about this Gardevoir that we have is that... Oh, no, we have so much access to paralysis. Oh, Meditate. Okay, they got that off. Attack Rose? Doesn't matter. They're done. You're done. I have Static and Dragon Breath. So even though our speed is lower, which is the greatest weakness of this Pokemon, being able to consistently paralyze is great. I can only assume Lincoln wrote My Little Soda Pop in the comments. Love it. Graveler is next. Sunlight Storm. Sun has nothing to do with Blizzard, right? It only deals with water. Can't actually... can I look at it? Can't. I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything, right? They would have told me. They would have given me like a thumbs down or something. Blizzard is 70% accurate, which is kind of annoying. I could do Dragon Breath to be safer. We've got a pretty big level gap. I'm kind of just going to spin to win on the knockout here. Graveler is fast. Faster than me. Well, thank God they're not using Destiny Bond. Look, boom. Static. Blizzard hits this time. I will leave the note that it's fast, though. Oh, that's annoying. I have, like... It's hard to explain. Oh, it's not letting me click on it at all. My thing's, like, broken. There we go. Now it's working. That was weird. We fixed it. I've tried to move my windows around, so, like, some stuff is permanently at the top and some stuff isn't, just so that I can always move stuff without losing track of my map. 2 down! Blaziken asks, Lincoln, who is your favorite K-pop demon hunter? Oh, this answer's changed recently. I'm curious if Lincoln's still on the phone. He will answer you, Blaziken. Beldum! Okay, we just cooked this with Flame Wheel. With the Sun is strong? Absolutely. Turbo cook. And Cradily is our Rivals Mon. We one-shot this with Blizzard. At some point I should try other stuff, but I do just kind of like... missed. Yep, that's what happens when you're 70%. Oh, I realized if I run out of Blizzards, I won't have access to it for the rest of the SSN. PP is something we're going to have to look at. Maybe I'll play it a little safer with Flame Wheel. We'll hold on to that just in case there's... Yeah. Clearly don't need it. Well, with the Sun. But yeah, Cradily, that seemed like low HP. That thing went flying. I just realized Author is the trainer class. Glad to see Special G is still going strong. Yeah, we just started with Special G today. That was like literally our first battle. So we're going to go up and grab Cut. We took very little damage though, which is the goal. All right, ta-da! We have access to Cut. I actually need to catch a second Pokemon. Gardevoir was our starter, so we didn't have to pivot off of it. Now, we can battle as many trainers as we want. I do have some low-level heals, which I might crack off if needed. First things first, it makes the most sense to go for any room where there's one item. What's up, Lincoln? You may come in. What would you like to say?
Hi, chat.
This chat had a question for you. They wanted to know who your favorite demon hunter is.
Mira.
Mira's his favorite now. It used to be Rumi. What brings you here, Lincoln? I see you've got a cheesy mouth. Did you eat all your mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Aw. Love you, big guy. Just here for a hug? Bye.
Bye, chat.
I'm curious if he fully understands that chat are like other sentient beings at their computers and phones. I mean, I'm sure he understands it to some degree. It's just very funny. He just literally calls you guys chat. Funny thumbnail. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Winston. I was cracking up when I made it. Yeah, this is Special K. Or Special G, not Special K. It's advantageous for me to do the rooms that are hiding an item first before I battle other trainers. So we're going to start with this one. This one's a TM. We're not allowed to use TMs that don't come from gym leaders. This is one guy who'll ambush me right away. I like feisty kids like you. Disgusting. Ooh, Blastoise. We wrote good special defense on Blastoise. That is unfortunate for us. I think that's the kind of Mon then that we want to open by Super Fanging. Ooh, Pursuit. Annoying. Super Fang does 50%. It's not our best move, but I mean, against something like this that we know has good special defense, it's acceptable. Rock Slide. Yeah, this dude's annoying. Oh, that's not that bad. I'm going to do Flame Wheel just because I'm pretty sure we can finish it off. Boom. We want to take as little damage as we can, so. Sandstream. Okay, well, that's going to chip away at health. Every little thing that does more damage to our health is trouble. Boom. Okay. Good there. Oh boy. Zapdos. New encounter. Oh, legendaries. This Pokemon makes a good case, I think, for us gambling on our Blizzard. We would like to limit our HP loss. I might use one of my smaller HP heals if we run into a weaker Pokemon later, though. Cereal on the brain. Well, it's a cereal box on the YouTube thumbnail that I made. It's a little silly. Come on. Yes, we hit. Let's take a gander at this HP bar. Boom. Good enough for me. Boom. We are out of blizzards now. I have PP restoration. I don't think I'm going to need blizzard. I mean, if any time, I feel like a legendary Pokemon is when to use it. If you can guarantee a knockout. Thunderstone. Garbage, unfortunately. We're going to try and battle as many trainers as we can. I think I've got like a weak heal, don't I? I got something small. I mean, yeah, super potion. Oh, just literally a straight potion. We don't want to use the full restore, but if I get to a weak enough Pokemon, a little potion or something is probably a good idea for us. That's the only... there's another guy hiding a TM, which we don't really care about yet. But up here, there are two trainer fights to get another item. Wait, no, not that door. That was close. I almost just exited the SSN. I would love to full clear the SSN. I don't think I ever have had the opportunity to do so before, but I'm not going to push it if it's not reasonable, you know? This dude's got... There's two... This first guy's got 3 Mon, and then a second higher level Mon, but there's only one of them. This one is two battlers. I'm going to do the 2 battler first. Door number 4, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one more item on the top floor you can get fighting 1 trainer. Really? Oh, yeah. You're right. You are right. I can run around the guy. We'll technically do this first then. There's one guy that looks like you should have to fight them, but you don't have to. think. No, this is two people, right? Hug the wall in this room. But so how would I eventually get to the ball, though? Am I... Oh, no. I drag this first guy forward, and then... How does this work? The room before. Oh, the room before. You only had to battle one? I might as well do the bare minimum. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool. Ideally, we want to get as much experience as we can, but we're going to be smart. You know, we don't want to... Okay. Like here, Wormhole kind of sucks. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to... On a gut check, I'm just going to use a potion. There are not many opportunities to, like, sit and heal for 20. I'm just going to do it. Facade? Sure. I'm okay with this. Plus, we will rock this thing with Flame Wheel. We will also rock this thing with Flame Wheel as well. Morning sun. I'll show you some morning sun. Wake up, son. Hopefully no conversion using Shedinjas. I mean, that would be pretty hyper-specific. Is ground weak to ice? Excuse me for being stupid for a second, but I mean, we could always PP Restore Blizzard, right? Yeah. I swear we were past Surge. This is the SSN, right? Yes, yeah, not past Surge. You have to do the SSN first before Surge. I've had back-to-back Gardevoir playthroughs, so you can easily confuse the two. Rostberry, another great item. I mean, great enough. I'll come back for you after I get this last guaranteed item. After that, it's just battling for experience and not items. So this dude's going to have 3. Hopefully weaker ones. Rapidash is not a weaker one at all. I wrote good special defense also, and it has pursuit. Annoying. This is a Super Fang target then, I think. It is annoying that Super Fang does not have 100% accuracy. Howl. That doesn't matter with pursuit. That's fine for us. Dragon Breath. Oh. Uh-oh. Dragon Rage. It's, jeez. Yeah, okay. All right. That's the guaranteed 40 one, right? That's annoying. Pretty annoying move, I'm not gonna lie. That's like the most damage somebody can do at these defenses. So, nothing I can do about that. What happened to the last one? Got KO'd. It got chipped by a bunch of special conditions. Hail and Leech Seed at the same time. And it just couldn't grab knockouts. That damage... Oh, this Slug was also low. What do you guys think? Should I consider using the Super Potion or the Soda Pop, or should I let it rock? I am annoyed at taking 40 HP damage, and if I am going to heal, Slugma's about as weak a mon as you can get. But ideally, we want to save those for trainers as well. We have Full Restore and Soda Pop still. It's tough. Like, part of me just, well, really wants to full clear the SSN, even though I've never been able to do so before. I don't know if we have the speed for it. Think we can rock a little bit longer. Yeah, my thing is like, let's say I'm a little lower HP and I want to increase it. Slugma is just a low BST mon at 250. Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, I mean... Let's, like, there we go. There's our one shot. Ooh, Venusaur, though. Can't... Hopefully Flame Wheel? I don't have any news on him. Go, 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 go. Woo! I think he's high HP. But, just based on how slow that bar went? Okay, well. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean... This guy's got one higher level mon, too. Maybe I should have healed. I don't know, we'll see. This guy's got a level 35. Hopefully it's in the garbage. Glalie is garbage adjacent. Ooh, sharpen. No, that, attack, rose. Okay. We got off easy. I mean, they could have used something worse. Elixir! Wow, dang. Good item pickups. The ones that we did were worth doing. I guess everything else is just how many biscuits we are risking it for. one more dude I left here by hugging the wall. We'll go ahead and battle him. Oh, jeez. Ah, slacking plus stab swift plus... Jeez, I wrote plus speed plus special defense. This guy's a nightmare. Damn. Pressed our luck in a gross way. See, like, this is a Pokemon I don't... You are not allowed to use the healing bed. No, Rothwoman. Based on the stats that I wrote, plus special defense plus speed. Ideally, this is the kind of Pokemon that we Super Fang and then chip with the rest, but that is still really annoying. Where we at? SSN. Hopefully this one doesn't know Paris Song. I'm annoyed by the sand stream chipping away at us. Stab Swift won't do nothing. Oh, wait. This guy isn't even the one with only one. We did the one Mon. This guy's got 2 Mon, too. We might be forced into healing. I think I'll do 1 attack first, but I'm not happy about it. Oh, and we missed. We got the 10% miss. Oh, and conversion. Okay. I'll try one more just to get it out of the way. Okay. Sandstorm. Ugh. I think I'm actually faster based on the level discrepancy. I'm using the Super Potion. Oh, Super Potion's... Oh, they're both 50? I thought Super Potion was 40 for some reason. Oh, Soda Pop's 60. It's 50... Instead of 40 and 50, it's 50 and 60. I'm going to use the Super Potion. Hopefully that's enough. I will not use another healing item in here unless it's like to survive. Oh god, Tri Attack. This dude's got Stab, Tri Attack, and Stab Swift. Disgusting. Gross. I'm gonna go Flame Wheel just in case. Oh, good, we got it. Get out of here. Ekans. Okay, that's probably something we can one-shot. Dang. Dang. Glare for the paralysis? It's annoying, my friend. Swagger? Come on, dude. What is this? Okay, well, we have the Confusion Berry. It's just annoying to have to use it. We are now paralyzed. Wow, that got a lot grosser than I wanted it to. I would have been fine if we weren't paralyzed. Now 60 hit points is a lot less cool. I will not use another healing item. Oh, wait, do we not even have paralysis healing? Oh, we don't. No, we have heal powder. Ice Heal, Awakening, Rossberry. Well, this is limiting how many trainers we can knock out. Yeah, that got ugly fast. We full cleared this floor at least. That's something. I think we've done a little bit more than we've done last time. Not that much more, though. There's 2 trainers up here. How do they look? They both have like 226s and 227s. At some point, we could just call it a day. We did get a level up out of the deal. 229s, 227s. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it worth it battling some random guy that's like, will give me 2 level 27s to fight? I already got all the items, Bahamut. We have all the items except for one random TM that you can get here. This guy's got 227s in this room. I'm going to try and... What do you guys think? The G in Special G stands for greed. Do we want to greed it out with another fight? We don't want our G going silent like lasagna. Oh my god. Well, whoops. Oh, we can actually... Oh, he's a spinner. Uh-oh. Well, hope we didn't screw this up. Golem's new. I don't have the weakness move. Psycho Boost missed. That's not so bad even if it does hit, so... Oh, okay. Paralyzed on ours. Pedal Dance. Get out of here. Stuck in paralysis. Come on, man. Stuck in paralysis. Get out of here. Jolteon we just battled. Clearly it wasn't a major threat, whatever it did to us. Shockwave. Stab Shockwave. There you go. Oh, boom. Jeez. I'm going to low-ish special defense if I can one-shot. Jolteon's got high BST. Greed. I mean, we didn't take that much damage. It's also not that much experience. Razor Leaf. That would actually have been okay. Razor Leaf would have been fine. Extra coverage into this special. We're not allowed to use these TMs. The only use of getting a TM is to know that it's something that a gym leader will not have. What do you guys think? I mean, we're getting a little softer, right? If I run into something that has Dragon Rage like we just saw, that's going to tear us apart. Maybe we walk. I know that we have a lot of trainers that we've like left on the table. We did not get anything close to a full heal. Maybe we do wish that we saved those potions for Professor Oak. One more. Inside this, there's nothing here. Yeah, I already got that. No shame in leaving. Yeah, I feel ashamed for using my... Well, okay, against the slacking, it was actually a little dicier. I don't mind using the healing item there to be safe, but... Let me see what else we got. This dude the right's got 227s. I'm going to battle one more trainer. Being paralyzed sucks. If I wasn't paralyzed, I'd just kind of be running into it. Pucciana. Okay, that's an easier one. Release. Static. Okay, well, now we're both paralyzed. See, like, the experience gain is not very good, right? Like, Blaze Kick. See? We're getting up there. I just don't think the benefit's that good. Like, maybe if I... Jeez, it is kind of crazy how many trainers are on the SSM. We could battle 9 more. We at least full cleared Mount Moon, which was rare for us. I just don't think we got it here. You can think about how Big G... Yeah, I mean, Big G had to do the bare minimum and leave. Maybe I got some extra items out of it. Like, we lost 10 more HP on that fight. I mean, I'm at 42. I'm like an inch away from one other Pokemon having Dragon Rage and cooking me, so... I'm going to call it. I regret some of the push that I did, but we got a level up and we got all the items, so... We'll take what we can get. See ya! We at least get to survive to see Surge. Whee! When's the next move? It shows you next to my moves meter, level 51. So it's going to be a minute before we see the next move. Level 51, or after we beat Lieutenant Surge, absolutely dust him. Whatever he gives us. I guess I'll catch the first whatever I can find, right? We have to catch a new Pokemon, an HM friend. Every Pokemon can learn every HM, thankfully. Sure, Firo, get in the ball. Do I have an increased rarity ball? No. Isn't Safari maybe increased strength? I can't remember. It's weird because you don't usually have the Safari ball out of the Safari zone. All right. Welcome to the crew. Well, we named all our bigs. So we're going to naming all our special. Special F. Welcome to the team. Almost sounds like Special Agent. Yo! I'm a Blissey RNG. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. I hope I don't run into you in battle. Blissey's got high BST. It can be tough. But I am happy to have you on my team. Speaking of which, I forgot to say, it's a crappy little emote, but we talked about this recently. On both YouTube and Twitch, I have a heal emote that you guys can now use. I don't know if anybody caught it. We run back to the Pokemon Center and heal about 100 times per game. So, feel free to heal it up anytime we got to run back, because we're going to do it a lot as we get to some of these grinding areas. I guess you could use it even if I just have to heal, period. I forgot to announce that. Back to the nurse again. Yeah, you'll be able to use that one even more than the lab emote, because oh my god, did we run into the nurse a lot. There's an animated and non-animated one. What am I doing here? Cut. We need it. Oh, Special F is holding an item. Hey, what's the rule about held items of wild Pokemon? I legitimately don't know. If that's the case, is it in my interest to actually catch one Pokemon per... TM40. Not even allowed to use it anyway. I don't know what the rules are. If anybody knows the Kaiso rules about the held item that a Pokemon can have. Oh, check what TM40 was. Sure, I suppose I can. Not allowed to use it. But, ready to be disappointed? Iron Defense. Okay, not disappointed. I only take items from Pokemon I pivot to. Yeah, I mean, it's a super, super niche scenario. I usually don't catch extra Pokemon. Just now, when you need an HM buddy. Gonna go ahead, give my dude another berry while I've got the opportunity. Healing Burn is probably our better, more common than Freeze. So, once again, we got the dungeon rule here, except unlike the SSM where we can, like, pick our battles and leave if we're not able to full clear it. Once we enter this gym, we have to beat everybody. Thankfully, it's not so bad. There's 3 trainers here total. And between them, they have 5 Pokemon, I think. Might even be less. I think there's 4 Pokemon here, and then Kaiso rules add 3 Pokemon each gym leader. Lieutenant Surge also has 5. I don't remember then. I think there's 9 total Pokemon I have to fight in here. Or maybe even 8. Let's just actually just learn, since I'm clearly don't know. Unfortunately, we do want to clear this trash can puzzle before we battle anybody, because on the off chance that we get poisoned, it would be a nightmare. So I'm using this like bag skip trick where if you like do this specific order, we can prevent the spinning trainers from seeing us. Trash, trash. Hardest part of the switch puzzle. Yep. I gotta ignore this dude here who's mean mugging me. Oh, okay. He can't see me at this distance. Good to know. And as usual, I will have chat take the wheel. All right. First lock opened. I would pick the first option that somebody picks: left, right, or down. You're allowed to skip trainers in the SSN, but not in gyms. Keller. All right. I'm a Bliss. He says right. Let's do it. Nope. Reset. Rest in peace. Okay, let's try again. I gave everybody one chance. On the route? Oh, I don't think I skipped any trainers on the route. Which route? Don't think I skipped any trainers on any route. At least not in this playthrough. You can look at it. Notebook. Trainers fought. Route 6, but at, oh. Huh. Which one's Route 6? Apparently I skipped a Dancer Timmy. Or Jimmy. I guess that's the one. Everything else has been cleared out. Huh, there you go. On the route to Rock Tunnel? Oh, you're just saying I could fight those trainers? I usually would do Surge first. Yeah. It just depends. At this point, I usually do Surge first if I'm confident in the Mon. I don't always do every trainer I can before jumping in. It just depends. But yeah, I could have farmed those first. If I'm like about to level up and get a move or something, I might. I'm not gaining 6 levels on that route. But yeah, apparently on the route above Vermilion, I did miss one. So we'll have to go back and check that. This puzzle's a pain. But here, like, it's annoying that I have to walk around in this way, but it's in our interest because if we do get poisoned, this would be a total nightmare. Trash, 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 trash. I think I did, like... Is it on the top? It's one of these by this dude. Oh, all right, chat. Right or down? First person to guess it right. Well, you got a 50-50 shot. I will take the first option. Hoisenberger says right. This is all on Hoisenberger. This would be so embarrassing because it's a 50-50 flip. This is your best odds you can get on solving this puzzle. No! Oh, rest in peace, Burger. You tried your best. Oh my god, why is my phone blowing up? This better be important. Mostly just my family chat. Okay, I'm gonna toss my phone. Doesn't look like we need it. You tried your best. You used the information that was available to you to make the best choice that you could. Unfortunately, it was the incorrect choice. I don't think I did that one right. I think I used a turning frame. Okay. Left, up, or right? Who's ready? I'll take the first person that hasn't guessed so far. All right, Seth says left. Hey, Seth, you are our lucky winner. Ding, ding, ding. Sunflora. Oh, we cook that. Payday. Ooh, Sunflora's faster than me. Good to know. Most stuff is going to get faster than me as the level disparity gets... Oh, Entei actually wasn't so bad. Wasn't so scary. I'm pretty sure we, like, two-shotted this thing. I maybe even messed with the Super Fang once. I think we could just two-shot this thing. Ah, close. Not close. Ooh, fire spin in the sun. Look at you, big boy. All right, well, it's going to be a three-shot. Hey, hey, and we get the paralysis. Let's go. Pretty annoying, though, overall. That was an annoying amount of damage to take from the first trainer. I'd love to use, like, no healing items against Surge, if possible, but it's going to get a little more dicey. All right, Tangela. Thankfully, we're getting flame-wheelable things. We've seen that try new Solar Beam before, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, Kingdra. And we one-shot Kingdra because we've got Dragon coverage, which we do not usually have. Frustration, good. This move usually sucks. Yeah. Oh, no knockout, though. Oh, fire spin misses. Everybody's spinning today. All right, we'll take that. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. In the gym, we usually play full speed with no speed up with the original music. Usually, sometimes I'll save it just for the gym leader, but I was like, yeah, something doesn't feel right here. That would be what? You guys are owed this. At least after we grinded through the trash can puzzle. Entei slow. Yeah, probably. If you're like a legendary and I'm outspeeding you at that level gap, probably slow. I feel confident enough to get through Surge. I don't feel confident enough about getting through Surge without having to use a healing item, which is annoying. Ooh, execute. Yeah, see, like the levels are getting up. Yeah, maybe doing the route first would have given us a little extra spice. It's hard to tell. It goes both ways, though, because Surge gives us a speed boost, so the speed boost could help us on other routes as well. We could gamble on the Blizzard. Do you guys think gamble on the Blizzard for the one-shot? Gamba. 70% is almost 100%. But it's 0% sometimes also. Believe. I don't want to take any more damage, you know? Yes! Skill, skill, skill. If this doesn't one-shot, I guess we'll add that to our notes. Boom. Okay, good. 70% of the time works 100% of the time. Oh, all right. We got through Rachel. Now it's Surgeon time. We've got 2 heals. Ideally, we have to use neither of them. But if we do, ideally, we don't have to use our full restore. Hopefully, we just trash this dude. But let me look at the stats here on Sergio, as they call him. His peak mon is a level 36. Lowest is a 27. He also has access to healing. Could be a fight. Let's see what we got. Welcome to the war. War never changes. Let's see what name they got. Yes, Kimberly. All right. Skarmory. We've seen Skarmory before. I wrote plus speed, but I'm pretty sure we cooked this thing. So, Flame Wheel it is. No! What a bad start, man. Okay, we gotta have a static healing or that's gonna be really bad. We have one like full heal type item. We do not want to deal with long-term toxic. There ain't no way. That's fine. Ironically, the first hit of toxic will do okay, good. We have a weak Pokemon too to like wait it out. That's fine. I don't think we have any like antidote type stuff. I think we're gonna just have to use our full heal. But we do not want this to last for 6 turns. Let me see. We technically have full restore also, but that would just be horrible if I had to use that. Let me double check my list here just to be sure. We actually have less status heals than I thought. We have the Awakening, Ice Heal, Asperberry. Yeah. We actually need more status healing. We have to use the heal powder here. Toxic can get really bad really fast. Thankfully, we're up against a weak Pokemon, so hopefully they won't hit us too hard. Dragon Breath. I mean, I'd much rather that than Dragon Rage. Let a weak Pokemon do 40 damage to me. Yeah, heal powder was our only option there. We need more status heals. Oh, that's a reason to revisit that route. There might have been items on it. Yeah, once you get... Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. No, once you have cut... There's a couple things you could revisit for items. I did this out of order. We made a mistake. Hopefully we're not punished for it. Ooh, Eevee's new. I do not fear Eevee especially. We don't know what it has, but I mean... This seems like the kind of mon that we can usually one-shot, especially since it's level 27. Oh, okay. Gonna make it annoying for me, I see. Nope, not that annoying. Another one down. Oh, critical hit. Never punished. I hope. Hopefully not. We're only halfway through. Okay, maybe I won't be punished. Surskit's also pretty stinky. I don't have any notes for you. This has not been a... No, the second I say it, he's going to bust out a crazy legendary. I'm not going to say anything. Charmander. And man, you guys remember that one Brock I had that had like all fully evolved Pokemon? I was like, what the heck are they cooking? This is how it can be sometimes. I need to see more gym leaders like this. Ace is going to be Lugia. Grumpig. Not so bad. I think we, faster. Ooh, poison, please, I swear to God. Yes, we got our special. They didn't get theirs. Static is so crazy, dude. Free. Oh, he's got a full heal. Oh, no, that's fine. Full heal's fine. That's not a full restore. Boom. Did not have to use a heal. 3 badges down. G to the G for a 4-hour G. We got a new TM. We have not gotten a good... you could argue Super Fang was okay, but we've not really gotten a good move yet for this Pokemon. I would love to get one. Did have to heal the poison, though? Sure. I mean, that's fine. Now, I guess if we get poisoned again, we actually are in trouble. We don't have an answer for it. That's fine. That's like... We can plan for that. It cranks up our speed. Our speed's already kind of bad. It's not Wailord bad, but it's still bad. So, you know, the passive buff, it's like, what, 10% passive buff? That goes a long way. Shiny Malamar. Ooh, exciting. Ka-chow. What do you guys think? Good move or garbage? It's almost always garbage, but sometimes it's good. Earthquake would be nice here. Earthquake? Wait, Earthquake? I'm not a physical attacker. Earthquake would be bad here. Earthquake was for our last Gardevoir. This Gardevoir wants Psychic. This Gardevoir wants Extrasensory. This Gardevoir wants Bubble Beam, Muddy Water, Thunderbolt. Duh. Thankfully, there are more good special moves than physical moves. Why? Teach it to your favorite Pokemon. Let's not. All right, Surge. Okay. Whatever, dude. You gonna treat me like this? Hey, a dub's a dub. We'll take that. That went pretty well. Stockpile? I don't think there's a world where I use Stockpile over Super Fang, though. We already have good defenses. Listen, this Pokemon already has a better moveset than our last Gardevoir, so... Heal time, for those of you guys who have access to the new emote. Feel free to drop it. Okay, so yeah, let me pull up my guide again, because apparently when I let JWittz take the wheel, he makes mistakes. First of all, I know that there's a trainer up here that I missed. This is Route 6, right? Who did I miss? Apparently I just missed a whole trainer out here. Oh, this one you gotta talk to. Not you. You. Fake out. Hey, that's annoying. Go away. 47. And we're getting there up to 51. Ooh, Blizzard for double. And I bet I can just knock this. Yep, straight up. Boom. Okay, well, there's that. But yeah, we can cut. Oh yeah, we have to cut to go back. Oh no, we can't go back and do crazy stuff until we get Fly. But I can go back and cut to start cutting toward Mount Moon. I don't usually do that before Surge, but we can do it. I don't think there's any, and I can't make it back to Viridian because we're not allowed to revisit caves yet. Hey, up Beartick. Or sorry, not up. WP Beartick. Let's try that again. What's up, Beartick? How's it going? Wait, no, we have to go through the door here. What's up, Raiders? How's it going? Welcome aboard. What have you guys been up to? Love the dancing emotes. We're in the middle of a Kaizo playthrough. We just got our 3rd badge. This is a impossibly silly, typically unwinnable type of run. Yeah, we're already healed up. Yeah, we just start hacking it here, right? Let me go ahead and move my map over. I think there's a couple items over here and a good amount of grinding, so you're going to see lots of visits. You're going to get a lot of use out of that, that nurse emote. Well, yeah, we were fine to beat Surge. But yeah, there's an argument over whether you want to do these trainers first or Surge trainers. It worked out for us. This is, like, something scary could happen. It's never impossible, especially as Pokemon have higher BST, but because there's a big level difference, this does tend to be more of a grinding area where we kind of just grind through a bunch of trainers. Down here, we're not allowed to use this TM, so we're hoping that it's a bad TM. You're only allowed to use TMs that come from gym leaders. Oh, you guys are also running Kaizo, but Kaizo Emerald. 119 attempts, but lost at Roxanne in the last run of the day. I think once I do FireRed Leaf Green, I will try other games. How is Emerald? Does it feel good? I feel like I've seen a lot of people run Heart Gold, Soul Silver Kaizo, and I like Heart Gold, Soul Silver as a game, but running through 16 gym leaders sounds kind of boring to me. Plus, it uses Kanto, which we're already doing here. I think I would like to do a Gen 3. That seems more appealing to me as like a next run to do after this one. Payday! Sure. That's, like I said, we'll take garbage. I'll just battle this guy. He's got 2 level 30s. Sure. Actually, I probably shouldn't have battled this guy, because I think there's at least one more we have to battle on the way out. Thankfully. Hopefully we'll be safe. We'll see. I'm fairly new. Is this your first Kaizo run, or have, oh, flinched. Okay, annoying. Yep. Oh, water poles? Okay. Jeez. Oh, get me out of here, dude. Ugh. Yuck. Thankfully, the confusion does not last between battles. I think we have to battle one more person to get out of here, so kind of annoying. We should have been careful with that, more careful with that spinner. Yeah, Beartick, have you... Emerald's a lot more forgiving in the beginning. If you roll a Pokeball in your early items, you can pivot before the rival fight. Oh, that's kind of cool. Have you done other runs before? This is my first time ever doing Kaizo. I'm pretty new to it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, this guy's mandatory. We get an item out of the deal, but hopefully we didn't screw ourselves over. The level curve for Hurt Gold Soul Silver is so painful. Oh my god, yeah, by the end, I feel like you just get trampled, right? Hopefully we do not get punished for having to do one extra trainer. We're fine. Well, it was a critical hit. Either way, we're fine. No, never punished for my mistakes. Never have to atone for our sins. Emerald is my first. Oh, so we're kind of both in the same boat then. Both got like 100 and change in runs. I was also in the same boat. Yeah, I watched FireRed Leaf Green. I love that more people are still doing this for the first time. Macho Brace, garbage, unfortunately. Get your nurse emotes ready. We'll be using them a lot. I was just thinking of something to give you guys something to pass the time while we have to just keep running back and healing. Whee! So yeah, plenty of battles here. Ideally, we play it smart and try and absorb any items we can get first. This route's long. I forgot how long this thing is. Hiker Allen down here is blocking one item. Let's fight him. Although he's now Dr. Cammy, of course. I'm pretty sure we one-shot Gligar before without needing to do the weakness. Or maybe get into Kaizo. I wanted to for years and years and years. Jesus. Okay. Destiny Bond user. Thank God. What's the play? You keep throwing Pokeballs until it stops using Destiny Bond? This is why we bought a bunch of Pokeballs. So, don't be a thief. Use Destiny Bond, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have that much PP, thankfully. I've never had to do this before. I've died to Destiny Bond. I've never actually used Meditate. So here's my question. Was this Vaporeon faster than me? Am I safe to just attack now? And get the knockout? Oh, Super Fang you could also do technically. Yeah. It's slower. Okay. I'm trusting all y'all. Okay, we're fine. Hey, good thing we're paying attention. With Turbo, you know, you can sometimes mash too much. HP up! Yeah. We've got a lot of vitamins. We actually might be out of vitaminable stuff, but yeah, I'll chuck it. I'll chuck it. Anything that doesn't go to the attack stat is good for us. Oh, we're juicing. This thing got all its vitamins and minerals. Special G drinks? Eats its special K every day. There we go. Bars. This spinner. No, we're fine. Wait, we didn't actually take any damage. We're fine to keep fighting. As scary as that was, we did not take damage, so. But yeah, it's one of fast. So we're going to always want to open, like, Super Fang every time we see Vaporeon or whatever it is now. We need to make note. See ya, Beartick. Thank you so much for hanging. Ooh. I think we can get it on Dragon Breath weakness, but it is good that we have the Blizzard option also. We got hella dragon coverage. Takedown. Faster than me. Good to know. Another K-pop Demon Hunter song for my son. Wish he was watching. Boom. Done for. Okay. I'm still going to heal at this point. We'll be safe from here. Don't think we want to be feeding Special G, Special K. I've kind of lost track of who I have and haven't battled. I don't think I've battled you. Yeah. Technically, like, super optimally the way to get around, like, you'd want to get around him, I suppose, and then, ooh. Oh, grudge. Annoying, but not the end of the world. You got decent special defense. Oh, I already left that note. Ah, well, there goes all my flame wheel PP. Another Eevee evolution. I think this thing died in one. Yeah, I wrote bad special defense. Static, dead. It is faster than me too. Or wait, yeah. I think so. Regardless, dead. My bugs! It is annoying. Oh! We don't have Flame Wheel. Could be bad. I wanted to just go back and heal. Thankfully, we've took aim. We haven't found anybody weak to it yet, so no loss yet. Of course! Of course we find Registeel after all that. Ah! I don't have to use PP Restore. Let's try and open Super Fang. Let's, of course, it's a freaking Regirock. Oh, we'll do half. Transform? Oh, okay. That changes things a little bit. Sort of. Now everything's neutral. Ugh. Wait. Forgot about... Oh, shoot. They can Super Fang me. Okay, I got the static first, though. Okay, this is actually really annoying. Because we both have good special defense. They're paralyzed. Super Fang was annoying. I think just keep swinging like a crappy Dragon Breath. They do their Dragon Breath. Great. Now I'm paralyzed. Okay, this could get a little more annoying. Oh, so close. Flame Wheel. That's fine. Okay, good. Woo! Get me out of here. 49. That got a little ugly. Yeah, going up here is not an option. We want to go down. And we're going to... I can't remember if I battled this spinner or not. No. I'm going to ignore him just in case. I think we did battle him, but I'm too nervous. Okay, let's go heal. Let's get out of here. Am I winning? Sort of. Sort of. Heal. It's going pretty well so far. That was just me battling an extra... But I mean, that trainer would have been terrible if they were in Rock Tunnel or something, so... Ideally, like, we got no extra experience last time we went through Rock Tunnel. We have another slow Pokemon. We might not get a lot more, but we're going to try our best. I'm pretty sure we battled this dude, yeah. Or, no, that's not even the one I was thinking about. Hardstone. Trash, unfortunately. Pecha Berry. Excellent item. Oh, that reminds me, actually. We kind of want to take the berry. Usually I want to save those for more special situations like dungeons. Because I can always run to the Pokemon Center if something goes wrong in these fights. Espeon. Wow, we're getting all the Eevees. They can be more dangerous. They have a higher BST than me. Oh, Frenzy Plant. Okay. Not so bad. 2-shot. Are you ever winning, Kaizo? True. This is about as winning as we can get on Kaizo, I suppose. I do need better moves to get more one-shots eventually. I'm going to chuck a Blizzard, speaking of which. Yeah! Alright. Run back and heal. Coward time. I'm like 90% sure we did battle the spinner. Keep walking, he says. Yeah, you're not allowed to get experience from wild Pokemon. If you could, it'd be a totally... I mean, I would just get infinite experience. I'd go up to level 99, you know? You're only allowed to get experience from wild Pokemon under incredibly rare circumstances. For me, it's if my rival shows up. You can set one Pokemon. And thematically, that for us is Lugia. The thing is, once you get deep enough in the game, you don't check the grass anymore. Oh, you're also allowed to knock out a shiny Pokemon if it shows up. Which, again, like 0% chance. Like extremely low percent chance. I'm going to go all the way forward now. Can I get past you? Oh, I can. There's another Pokemon Center on this side, which maybe I should have been visiting. And 3 more items. 3 more items. So let's get something good. The Pecha Berry was awesome. Upgrade. Not allowed to use that garbage. X Defend. Mildly useful, but not really something we'd want to use until much later, and not really something I'm like fiending over. I'd rather it be an X special or something, you know. The Shiny Colossus is insulting. Yes. PP Max. Excellent. Excellent item. We're kind of saving it. Like, we're not rushing on PP Max. There's 2 camps of thought as for like what to PP Max. Do you PP max your low PP moves, or do you PP max your high PP moves? Love how many times I get to say PP. When you PP max a low PP move, it gains what? 50%? It gains like 3 total PP. Whereas if you PP max a low PP move, it could gain like 10 PP or something, right? Yeah, you go 5 to 8, 10 to 16, 15 to 24. Right, yeah. So the benefits are higher, but typically, of course, the lower PP moves are, or the higher PP moves are usually weaker, right? Right. Okay, boom. So, just depends. Moves like Flame Wheel and Dragon Breath are pretty good. Blizzard, like, I don't like Blizzard as much just because of the accuracy, but, you know, in some cases, yeah, maybe it could be useful to have 3 extra Blizzards at any time. I don't know. I'm hoping I get a better move. I'd go for a lower PP 100% accuracy move. Yeah, I feel you on that, especially going through. I mean, like, on paper, Flame Wheel gets the most benefit out of a PP max. I like Dragon Breath a little bit better just because I like Paralysis better. I love being able to, like, double stack on the Paralysis chances between the Dragon Breath and the Static. One-shotting a decent amount? Kind of. I will not one-shot as much the deeper in this playthrough we go, though. Like, I am unlikely to one-shot this Metacham, for example. I'm gonna write bad special defense. Listen, I'm not complaining. Yeah, I have heard that, Hoisin. I actually have one PP up as well. Yeah, ideally you never use PP up on a move that you're also not PP maxing. You'd never PP max extra sensory? Why not, Pokenerd? You just don't think, like, there aren't a lot of situations where I'd be using a move more than 20 times? Because, like, on paper, if I had extra sensory, that would be my best move. Have I fought everybody? Oh, I think we may have fought everybody. Beating Final Fantasy VII without materia? Oh god. Huh. That sounds pretty brutal later in. What am I looking at? Notebook. Route 9's totally completed. Oh no, Route 8. No, not Route 8. Am I dumb? What route was that I just did? Route 9? Must have been Route 9, right? Yeah, this is 10. Okay, yeah, this is 9. We're good to go. Oh, interesting. PP and champions is like more normalized. Weird. That seems like a weird thing to change. I can understand the IV things a little bit. PP is interesting. Okay then, are we good to do Rock Tunnel? Do we need a Cutmon for Rock Tunnel? I think I'm allowed to deposit my... Oh, did I get this one? I don't remember. Unfortunately, yes. I'm gonna right away slap on Petraberry. Poison is trouble out here. Oh, just auto PP maxing moves. Okay. Yeah, that seems fine. That one, yeah, I guess that doesn't seem like that big a deal. Did you fight the last trainer in Route 9? What, the picnicker out here? This thing showed Route 9 was fully cleared, but let me check. Or no, this is Route 10. Let me just double check one last time. Route 9, 9 out of 9. So I guess the answer is yes. Oh, we're not too far away from learning our next move. 2 away from 51. Yeah, we might learn it in here. Don't need cut. Okay, then I can finally deposit. Whoops, wrong PC. We'll deposit special F. Thank you for your service. And it's one more battle. We got some good heals, but ideally we do not have to use them. We are a little slower on speed, which means we take some hits. Rock Tunnel, it tends to be pretty tough because you have to fight a bare minimum of 8 trainers anyways. Usually I'll end up doing 9 because I'll miss like one spinner. There's a complicated one at the end. But otherwise, we're going in. This can be a scarier spot of playthroughs. But we at least have a good enough mon to get us to interesting spaces. So, I'll take it. What's it? There we go. Okay. We're in. I'm going to take a quick break, fam. But, oh no, wait. Before I take a break. Oh, shoot. Okay, I did buy more repels earlier, but I should have gone back and buy even more repels. I don't think there's any way we'll need more than what we have, but I should have gone back and bought more. It's fine. It's just annoying. We have 123 repels. We're going to be just fine. Here's the deal. While we're on break, I need you guys to guess, what do you think this item is going to be? Let me know, and I'll see you guys in a second. I hope someone says full restore, and I hope somebody's right. Hoisenberger says trash, probably right. See you guys in a sec.